Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. I've decided to start a couple of different series on my channel. One was one that I mentioned when I first started my channel, and that was to throw out basic astrology information to all of you. I know that when I was just starting to learn astrology, I was constantly Googling things and looking for things to read and gathering all kinds of information, and I couldn't get enough. So that is something that I've wanted to do, and I figured Aries is the very beginning of the astrological year, and we are starting Aries season. So I want to kick that off this month and start with Aries. So let's talk about Aries. Aries and Mars. Mars rules Aries. So to break down Aries, basically in astrology, is Aries, again, first sign of the zodiac, fire sign, a cardinal fire sign. Cardinal means movement. And it is the baby, being the baby of the zodiac. Aries wants to take action. So Mars is all about action, passion, your physical body, how you process your emotions, even depending on what area of life your Mars is sitting in, which is the house. But it's all about your vitality. And so Aries, being the fire sign that it is, and the first sign of the zodiac, ruled by Mars, Aries, Mars in Aries is very strong. Mars in Aries is a warrior. Aries is the god of war. Mars in Aries will protect. It will take action. Mars in Aries will also move so quickly that it takes everybody around them by surprise. They don't always think about the consequences and how it's going to affect people. They very much feel into things, and their impulses are just to, you know, go after what they want, and they do that fearlessly. Aries is fearless, and with that, and being ruled by Mars, that means they're taking that kind of action. So, Aries and Mars, that is how that could be expressed. A little bit about Aries. With the sun being in Aries, that just powers up Aries folks this month. The sun does like it in Aries. It is in, it's exalted. The sun is exalted in Aries. And in astrology, there are different modalities. And so the sun does like to be in the sign of Aries. So this month is going to be action packed for Aries folks. But back to Aries and Mars. I'm going to break down a little bit how astrology works for the signs. And, you know, it's probably very basic information. It's hard to come up with a format for exactly how you want to do that so that folks get, you know, good sense of the basic information. So we talked about Aries and what that represents, Mars and what that represents. And we all have an area of life where we access Aries energy. We'll just take Aries energy first. And if you want to grab your birth chart and take a look at where Aries hits for you, you'll know that that's the area of life that you are more Aries like. So for me, Aries is affects my 11th house, which is the house of my hopes and dreams. It's the house of my friends and acquaintances. It's the house of how I interact with the world. And so that means that I might be fearless in terms of getting out there and moving around and meeting people. I might want to be very protective towards people that I know, my friends, acquaintances. I might want to try and be a leader in some sort of cause. So look in your birth chart and see what house you have Aries, and you'll know that's where this fearless, protective Aries energy hits for you. Now, when it comes to Mars, that rules Aries, we can experience Mars energy. So the Mars energy of our vitality, of how we take action, of our passions, what we strive for, can be expressed through any sign of the zodiac. And again, if you grab your birth chart and see where your Mars is and what sign it's in, it'll give you an idea of how you take action, and how you move around. Even it'll give you a little bit of information about your physical vitality and health. So I will go through the signs here and tell you just a little bit of information about how Mars might express itself in each sign. So we went over Aries. So Taurus, if you have a Mars in Taurus, that means that, the slogan for Mars and Taurus could be slow and steady wins the race. Taurus has stamina. Taurus is very sensual. Taurus wants to be comfortable. Taurus can also, ruled by Venus, can also be a little bit lazy. But whatever Mars and Taurus does, it does it slow, it doesn't give up, and it builds something strong and comfortable. If you have a Mars in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, and Mars in Gemini it moves fast, uses its mind, can think very quickly. Mars in Gemini is very versatile. From a physical standpoint, Mars in Gemini can go from doing one thing to the next very quickly. They process things very fast. Mars in Gemini can also be very undecided. It's like if you have a Mars in Gemini, it's like 1 minute you might be taking up a cause for this or wanting to do something over here, and the next you're sticking your fingers or dipping your toes in somewhere else. Mars in Gemini is very youthful. And when it moves and acts and takes action on things, it is very, Mars and Gemini can see both sides of things. So, but they do have a tendency to move around a lot, which, that's not a bad thing, right? They can get a little bit of this and a little bit of that. If you have a Mars in Cancer, you are going to be very protective. Mars in Cancer wants to be comfortable. Mars in Cancer will take action to build a very comfortable home, to protect its family. Mars in Cancer takes action based on their emotions, on what they love, can also be very protective of their emotions. Now, Mars is not very comfortable in Cancer. It's actually, it has a little bit of trouble there in Cancer, according to the zodiac. But Mars in Cancer can adapt. And if you have a Mars in Cancer, you operate based on what's important to you in terms of your family, your home life, and your emotions. If you have a Mars in Leo, you are driven to be a leader, but you're driven to be independent. Mars in Leo can be a little bit selfish and sometimes think just of themselves, then they realize, I forgot all these people back here. They need a little bit of FaceTime too. But Mars in Leo, a fire sign, a fixed fire sign, can be a little bit stubborn, but when they're taking action, once they decide that it's something that they want, that's going to work well for them, they don't change their mind, and they have all of that fire there that powers them up, and they don't give up. So that is if you have a Mars in Leo. If you have a Mars in Virgo, you're very, very interested in doing things right, organizing things precisely. Mars in Virgo in terms of their physical vitality, it's very good for Mars in Virgo to keep up a good exercise and diet routine. I have a Mars in Virgo, and whenever I'm feeling like garbage physically, I always find that I can regenerate myself from doing some kind of physical activity. But Mars and Virgo will always take action, put things together, plan things, protect, serve, take action. They will always try and do the right thing, and they're very, very concerned about efficiency, being effective and being efficient. If you have a Mars in Libra, another air sign, a cardinal air sign, it takes action. Mars in Libra, I would say, would be a great negotiator if they feel passionate about a relationship, or if they have a job where negotiation comes into play. Even balancing or creating money or resources for people. Mars and Libra can balance things out. It's very important to them to create harmony, balance, and now Mars and Libra can also, they can also give a little bit too much of themselves and trying to balance out everything around them, so they can become exhausted. Mars has a bit of a difficult time in Libra, according to astrology. It's a bit in its detriment, but Mars in Libra, being an air sign, can move through things and balance things out. Just might take them a little longer. They are striving for harmony and balance. Again, great negotiators, Mars in Libra. If you have a Mars in Scorpio, which is the secondary ruler to Scorpio, right underneath Pluto, Mars in Scorpio is very powerful. Mars in Scorpio is the detective. If they feel passionate about something, they will uncover it. They will find a way through it, and they can take you by surprise. You don't always know that Mars in Scorpio is moving around in the background, but they're there, and they're there with a purpose. Mars in Scorpio can also be a little bit tricky if they choose to express on the lower end. They can be a little bit tricky and secretive. Mars in Scorpio can be transactional. So if they're dealing with money, they're going to go for the absolute biggest payoff. Mars in Scorpio is strategic. If you have a Mars in Sagittarius, Mars in Sag, physically, that pops out right away for me, is their physical presence is going to be very, very strong. Mars in Sag, you'd see a lot of runners and triathletes that have a Mars in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is very strong. It's the centaur that is half horse, half man. Mars and Sag just goes for it. They don't hold back what they believe in. So if they are fighting for something, or they have a passion for something, they will absolutely speak their truth, and they will let you know how they know and why they stand, exactly where they stand in the position that they've taken. Mars and Sag is a fire sign as well. It's mutable, and they are very driven, and they're driven by their knowledge and their wisdom and their truth. If you are Mars and Capricorn, they are building something strong. Mars and Capricorn are fierce, and they want to create stability. They're good with money. They're good in anything that requires building something that is of stone. Mars and Capricorn is very, very determined. So if you have a Mars in Capricorn, I'm sure that, when you take up a cause, whether it's, doing something physical or protecting your resources or children or whatever that might be, Mars in Capricorn is going to do it right. If you have a Mars in Aquarius is, they're another air sign, a fixed air sign. And Mars and Aquarius can kind of go back and forth too. They do use their logical mind. So when they are passionate about something or wanting to take action towards something, they are going to consider all possibilities, and they're going to consider how that works out in the world, how what they do is affecting those around them, which is great. Mars and Aquarius are the activists. They just have to, sometimes Mars and Aquarius can be so much the activist and so much, wanting to meet the needs of everybody around them. They're the humanitarians as well. That sometimes, because they spread themselves too thin, it can look like they're doing one thing. They believe it. They've taken one direction in action 1 minute and another the next, which for people dealing with them can sort of throw them off. But overall, Mars and Aquarius, again, the humanitarian, the activist, they take action based on things that affect the people around them. If you are a Mars in Pisces, Mars in Pisces can move very carefully and very quietly. So Mars in Pisces can be a little bit unassuming, and very, very intuitive. Mars in Pisces will take action based on something that they feel strongly compassionate about, empathetic towards. Mars and Pisces, because it's not confrontational, can seem a little bit passive aggressive, but nonetheless, Mars and Pisces wants to they want to take action based on how they feel about things. So that's how Mars can express itself in all the signs, and I wanted to go through those in honor of Aries and Mars season. Of course, in astrology, there's never ending expressions and descriptions for all of the signs and for all of the planets. But I just wanted to touch on Aries and Mars for Aries season. And next month, we'll talk about Taurus and Venus. If you like this kind of information and these kind of videos, let me know. I'd love to hear. I'm going to try and build more of these as time goes by, but definitely each month we'll go over the sign and the planet that rules that sign and how that planet can express in every sign. Again, grab your birth chart, take a look at what house you have Aries and what sign you have your Mars in, and start to see how that resonates for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Pop them in the comment box. If you'd like to have your birth chart read, email me at GeminiFire65@msn.com. I'd love to meet you. Website coming soon. Thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful for all of you that are here and have been here as I build my channel. I couldn't be more thankful. So like, subscribe, and share if you haven't. I really am trying to build my my channel and my subscribers. So I will talk to you soon. I am working on the series regarding my adoption story and how to find your ancestry and your information about your parents and your background and your childhood trauma. So that is coming. Still haven't done another video on the US Pluto return, but planning on doing that. And then there are some other transits coming up that I want to talk about that I'm super excited about. So thanks again for coming. May the stars forever be in your favor. And yeah, I'll see you next time.